I was just sitting here listening to my boy Michael J. White. The problem is this. He was talking about the crimes in the low income and the high income uh, uh, places. There ain't really no crimes in no high income places. All right, then you gotta look at, okay, then what is the problem at? What is the problem? The problem is in the equal. What do I feel like? First and foremost, that format was put in place by older, an older generation. Everybody in them older generations were way more intelligent than we are today, because we got too many distractions. They put this format in place. Hey, you can't blame nobody for this format, because they all dead. They all gone. I even researched it myself. Somebody implemented a format to my nationality, and I followed the stream of the people, the group of people that did it. All of them died damn near back to back after they did what they did, after they finally put it in motion. And they had to leave their wealth to, whatever. They all died. So these people that put this format in place died years ago. Ain't nobody you can blame. All right, now, how do you alleviate such a problem? We have to do it together. Everybody gonna have to do it together. But the problem is finding the root cause of it. It's a format. Can't no other nationality tell us to stop killing each other, stop hurting each other, stop hurting ourselves. Can't no other nationality tell us to have dignity for ourselves, morality for ourselves. We gotta do that on our own. So how do we do this? When the test presents itself. So how do you heal? When God let the test present itself. When Satan present, okay, let's say I got a lover supposed to come to me. That's why I keep saying this. Let's say I got a lover supposed to come to me, and let's say it's a friend that's supposed to come to me. I never met not one of them. They get together to try to come to me, and they got to go to hotels and everything together. Can they do that without messing with each other, dealing with each other? Can they get to me successfully without, crossing that boundary? Yeah, it's going to be tempting, right? Okay, so what is going on in this moment? You being monitored by a spirit from God that's like air you can't see. And you gotta learn that not only do you better not flirt with each other and sleep with one another, but you better not even have no emissions towards it. You know what I'm saying? You better start checking your own emissions towards that situation until you get, and then you'll see that we all coming closer and closer the more you pass these tests. The more you keep failing these tests, you're gonna see that we stand further apart. If not, just stagnated. It ain't going nowhere. And the stagnation is coming from the love effect between the so-called two people that really don't love each other. You just been around each other, and that's why I said I heard this woman. I got into it years ago with these people on social media. A woman saying, "Shoot, I be with a man. I ain't no way I'd be friend with a man." That's awful to say that, cause back in the days there was a lot of women that were friend with men and they wasn't having no sexual contact. I know, cause I was one of them. We all go out and have good times together. You know what I'm saying? Maybe sometimes it might be a little flirting involved, but it ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. I had a good friend, female friend, that was with me a long time ago. I ain't seen her in years, cause she was in that drive-by that I was stuck in. She was in the drive-by that when we was in Atlanta, when we got shot up in this car. And the car got shot up so bad the car cut off. And me and her was in the back seat, chilling. She was always chilling with her, you know what I'm saying? Girl tough. Well, but I ain't seen her no more after that. Her name was Latona. Beautiful. Then, I don't know how I ain't seen her in years after that. I ain't never seen her again after that. The car got shot up. I don't know if she got grave. A few people got grave, but nobody got fatally wounded. And me and my cousin that was driving the car, that's when I knew something was unique about me. Because I was in the car getting blunted up. I was so high, drinking. I was was tore up. Still wasn't flirting. Well, I was talking trash to her, but it wasn't nothing there. Cause me and her done did everything together. We done went to movies together, parties together, everything. So it wasn't nothing there, trust me. And but she was bad though, boy. She was one of the baddest women out here. And we was at Bankhead or Buckhead. I always get them mixed up. Sorry about that. And my cousin just bought this blue Chevy. This thing was nice. The same cousin I always dealt with, my Uncle Bill kid. But we were like brother. We were brother. Ooh, wait. We were forced to be reckoned with. We were together. We made money and everything. So my cousin built this nice car. And he had my Uncle Enoch who built a race car at work on it. And you know how I get when I get with them cams. When you get the car with these cams. So my cousin decided to drive this beautiful blue car into a neighborhood that was gang affiliated. And he told me, he said, go in there and steal a bag of ice. And so I went to get a bag of ice. I come back out, they fussing. Everybody fussing about that, fussing about cars. Cause he did it on purpose, just And all of us can fight, but I wasn't nowhere near as good as them boys at that time. Anyway, them boys were on it. I mean, they taught me a lot. So, my cousin, he was the kind of cat that I want to fight 2 or 3 people at the same time. And so he arguing with these 2 guys in this car. And I swear they did look like they was in a Pinto. So Pinto wasn't even out no more back there. And I walked by the car and I heard my cousin say, the dude said in the Pinto, he said, my boy car look better than that. My cousin said, you ill with your boy. That dude was driving a Pinto, bro. So, bro, I'm in the car, getting blind, like I said, smoking. We pulling out, and we trying to get this TV to work. He got this big old TV in his car at this time. We trying to get this TV to work, and I'm in there smoking and I'm messing with Shawty. I said, Shawty, I got a piss. She was like, well, pissed it. I pissed in a cup, poured it outside the car. I think piss went all outside the car. I knew better to tell my cousin about that part. He didn't know that part. But shit, next thing you know, when I look back, and Shawty said, I said, Shawty, you see that? She was like, what? I said, look back. Why ain't nobody behind us? It was like traffic stopped. We in ATL now. We come back, next thing you know, them dudes come around us shooting a nice gun like the gun on Don't Be a Menace South Central. I drank your juice in the hood. That gun look like it was that wide. Busting holes all in through the car. And it pissed all of us off. And we couldn't get nothing to play on this TV. I'm over there. I'm just messing with this thing. They shooting at us, and I'm getting mad. When they shot at us, I'm getting mad because the girl was on this side. They shot at us on this side. And I'm looking at her. I'm like, you good, Shawty? And I get out the car, and I go straight through to them. Me and my cousin both get out the car and go straight towards this dude. He's still busting. And he looking at me like, man, why ain't I hitting this dude, bro? And I'm going up trying to open the door. I want to pull him out the car. And they just dug off. I ain't never seen a Pinto drive so fast. And so I get back in the car. We trying to get the car crunk, and then shot up the car so bad. I thought the car looked better. And I told him, I said, look, don't sell this car. I'm going to come back when I go back home. I'm going to bring the money back. I'm going to buy this car. I'm going to keep these bullet holes. I'm going to ride around here. He just laughed. He said, man, you tripping, bro. I said, nah, I'm serious. When we get through with all this, I'm going to go back home, go get the money, and I'm going to come back and buy this car. Don't sell the car. Be down. He sold the car. I was going to drive the car around. It was like them bullets were perfectly put in there. I said, that look good right there. I want to keep that car just like that. He thought I was tripping, but I come back, he had sold the car. But anyway, so That's what we talking about after they done busted us, try to kill us. After the show. After the show, I'm like, hey, bro, don't sell this car, bro. I'm going to go ahead and buy this car with these holes in it. I think this look good. I think it look better. So anyway, we get in the car still don't want to crank. And I'm back messing with the thing, cause ain't nobody get hurt or nothing. But one thing throw me off. My other cousin said, hey man, chill out, man. What the man? Chill out, bro. Your daddy'll kill me if something happened to you. And I was like, my daddy'll kill you. My daddy ain't never like me. I don't even think my family know who I am. I ain't noticed that. Then I was like, it made me start liking my daddy more. I said, my daddy like me. You know? So I didn't know all this was going on. This was when we were young. I didn't know all this was going on. And now that this is going on, I think back to the moment. I'm burning it up, cat can eat it. Now that this going on, I think back to the moment, to that moment. I like, that dude, they knew I was going through this crap. But anyway, what besides all that, back to what I was saying about what my man was saying. I don't know how he got on that subject, why I got on that subject, but we're gonna leave it there. I don't know why I told that story. Oh, I was talking about the young lady, yeah. We were friends, you know. She was a little shooken up, I think, after that, but she didn't show it. But I think she was shooken up a little bit. But, no, maybe she wasn't, I don't know. But we were friends, we didn't do nothing. I'm just saying, I'm doing all that. Of course, I'm intoxicated. Still wasn't hitting on. We were always getting high. Wasn't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just like, man, it's an illusion, bro. So the format, what was the format? That's where I'm going. What was the format? The format that they gave us, the people who gave us this format is dead and gone. The Willie Lynch format, man. That's the same thing with the backbench trick. That was only to keep us from being, I read up on that stuff with a group of people. That was only to keep us from being real men to our women. That's all it was, and that's what it did. It broke us down, man. And we gotta notice that kind of stuff. So okay, now let's look at, like my boy said, Michael. He said, well, you saying this in the low income area. The low income area is few in between. So we can't really sit here and say that it's racism. It's racism, but it ain't racism. It don't make sense because it's not in the middle class. It's not in the rich. It's just in the poor. And we all every color down here. It's something to think about. So I just summed it up as this. Somebody just either like picking on poor people or they don't want everybody to have a fair opportunity because they're scared of the economy changing financially. That's a lie too, though. There ain't no way to, because there ain't many low-income areas. There's no reason for that. I can easily say today it's more middle class and rich than it is poor people. So what is the problem? Now, I figured out a lot of other ways that it could be problems, and they are definitely real issues. Like, they might be forms, and I read in the Bible, they got, in Africa, it's certain areas that got slayers. That's what we are, slayers, but that's all over the world. The problem is in the Bible is not the problem, but the problem is that Africa already and older countries already know about this stuff, so they put these people in certain places, and this would be the same thing that we call in America bottles. But they ain't torching them. They give them their own land and all that. That's the way you're supposed to do it. So it's like a slayer organ, and somehow somebody put them in these forms, and it's all right to be in a form, but don't be torturing them to death. You know, don't torture them to death. Don't bother these people. That's the last thing you want. They're slayers. Why would you want to? That's like going to a dragon and smacking it around and making sure, letting the dragon know you a regular human being. Ain't nothing special about you. And you take out your day to go to a real live dragon and you slap it in the mouth all the time. You don't want that dragon. You know that dragon in your head. You know that dragon better not even think about eating you. It's crazy. So so that could possibly be what it is. Like, these are slayers, especially when it comes to these certain organs and stuff like that. We slayers. They need to organize it like the older countries. Then I was thinking one time, like this book. I was asking God about it last night. I was like, "What's this book about?" I still don't know. I really felt like I failed at my job, but it wasn't. It was about it's a zoo book, but it was about flowers. Flowers is the woman. That's what we call a good woman in good standing, good shape. You got your glove, but then you got your flower, and you got your mushroom, but then you got your flower. So flowers are good, good energy, good woman. And somebody renavigating flowers. So that's what it was about. I can go into detail, but I know better to do that. But somebody renavigating flowers, and they just happen to have something to do with my family. Yeah. And this is why the imbalance is on energy. It's got to get back right. And I think another country went through that one time. And I'm guessing it was China. If it's not China, I'm sorry for saying, but I know you probably don't want nobody talking about it. But it was a study about it, in schools. And one country had a drought on women. Imagine that. But if it's the country I think it is, they flooded with women now. So obviously they alleviated the problem. The problem got to be stopped. See, these formats, these little experiments people tried on the people. It ain't nationality. They tried it on the people. And the reason why I say it ain't nationality, because you might have intended to try it on a nationality. But anything you do to somebody else, you automatically do to yourself. We are all from God. It ain't no you from this and I'm from that. That's garbage. We need to throw that in the trash can. This computer from God, that table from God, your car you drive from God. Everything man made is from God, because God made man. It's common sense. So now what I did possibly break it down to was the fact that currency balance. Somebody feel like it'll be devastating if everybody had the same amount of currency. That's a lie too, because it's not enough poverty areas to even come up with a conclusion like that. People gonna always buy stuff. People gonna always shop. Watch this. You can buy a car in a box. You ain't gonna spend nowhere near the money that you gonna spend. I can go to Rolls Royce and buy a whole Rolls Royce in a box. I ain't gonna spend nowhere near the money that I spend if I let them build it. So, okay, now watch this. Let's say you got a box car. You ain't put it together yet. And then you got yarn. You got yarn. You got water. You got land. What do you got to go buy? Nothing. You ain't got to go to the store and buy nothing. See, we just like to shop. Like me, I used to like, I was the type of person that'll go buy a computer and a phone, but I would rather buy the parts. Let me buy this and do my own little thing. This is what you got. This is your son. That's why I think it was Elo that gave his blueprint away about something he designed. I think it was him. And I thought that was very brave. And I said the same thing, bro. But uh uh that's what it is though. You got your phone, you got your like I created a phone. I bought an iPhone 7. I and I rebuilt it. And that damn iPhone 7 was better than my Pro Tools. That thing ran like I put a whole 002 system in that thing. thing, that thing was hell, boy. I hated because that phone went out. That phone lasted me forever, but it finally went out. And that's what I do. You know, you stay working, you stay busy. So why would you do stuff like this? So you ain't gotta be so your testosterone won't be going in other directions. This is how you transmute the energy. That's why I do stuff like that. I keep my mind on what I got, what I am, my home. Don't worry about somebody else's home. You got problems in your own home. But this ain't the conversation. The conversation is, why is this poverty? Why is this torture going on? And that conversation that my boy Mike had, and them are the conversations that we all supposed to be having. Not the Diddy incident. That's over now. Okay? So what? You know, I actually think, first and foremost, we know it's from slavery. So I actually think it's, I don't want to say beautiful, but I think because of how long we let it was still going from slavery up to now, how many people was damaged in the situation, it almost put us all on a balanced kill scale, bro. Like we all can let stuff go now. That humiliation was groundbreaking when it come down to because them the only ones that admitted to it. You know, he got it from somebody. So we all now is on a balanced ground. Ain't nothing to be humiliated about. No more blackballing. No more black. We can utilize all this and throw that shit in the trash can now, and start minding our business and really paying attention to what's really going on, so we can fix the energy in the earth atmosphere. And once we do that, y'all, guys. So like I said, going back to how do you solve these problems? They keep on presenting themselves in your life, but you keep failing them. You looking good one day, you feeling so good. Oh, you feel real good. Let's say, I'm gonna use me again. Let's say it's a woman coming toward me, she know I'm in God's energy. So she been cleansing herself. What's gonna happen when you cleanse yourself? You're gonna look like the honey that the guy ate. You're gonna look like the honey that the guy ate in 1 Samuel. He had that honey, he said, my father, he said, my father did something to the land. My father, not cursed the land, wronged the land or something. He said, because this honey got me looking brighter. Look at me. I look good after I ate that honey. You know? Well, that's the same thing, bro. It's like, God gonna present itself like to us in these certain ways. And we just gotta learn how to say like oh yeah, like the girl coming towards me. Let's say this girl coming toward me and she been cleansing herself, so she looking like this honey, her skin is bright, brighter than it ever been. What she don't know is, what she need to start realizing is when you cleansing and you elevating with God, not to see a lover, but you really just elevated with God. So as you cleanse and you elevate it with God, all of a sudden you come outside and everybody wants you. I'm talking about you can be a normal person and all of a sudden the greatest celebrity in the world wants you. You know what I'm saying? So you like, wow, bro, forget him. Forget him. I can go over it, but see, that's when you fail the test. Because God is purity. God is cleansing you. So when you finally come out that house and you finally make your journey towards the gift of God, you're going to be tested to the point you got out that house until you reach your destination. It's only fair to God. Because God is testing you. You're going to God's child. God is the parent of that child. Your parent, like a lot of y'all parents, don't mess with him. He this, that, his attitude. He's sitting there watching me, knowing I'm kidnapped and stuff. He did this, that, and this, that. Not even thinking about the fact you kidnapped me and kept me stuck. And he just that. Well, God feel the same way. My father God feel the same way. You supposed to be coming to me, and instead of getting to me, you doing all this extra stuff. extracurricular activity and making these excuses, and you letting fear guide your nerves around. And then how can you have fear when you laying up with any and everybody? I ain't saying you a whore or nothing like that, but I'm saying you don't know these people. You on your way to God's energy. So 9 times out of 10, everything that's going to tempt you in that energy is probably a demon. Even if they're not supposed to be, and they may not be, but they are still a vessel. And somebody got to work in that vessel. And it's going to have to be an angel or a demon. Who working in your vessel? See what I'm saying? That's how it works. So you saw the power of God by elevating yourself. You came outside, you go everywhere, everybody. Ooh, you go to the gas station. Ooh, I love your hair. You ain't bought no jewelry. You ain't bought no new stilettos. You ain't bought none of all that. And people looking at you as if you are brand new, and then you are brand new and ain't nobody ever seen Gucci purse. But you ain't got none of that on. It's like you outside bucket naked. And they just, oh my God, you look good. And you know what I'm saying, you ain't never got such attention. And the last thing in your mind, it come to your mind, is that the fact that you've been raising your vibration for the divine. You really think it's you. Fair to tell. That's how we do it. So let's look at this on, you can look at that. I'm just showing you in that scenario, you can look at that with anything in life. You're a drug addict. You finally get cleansed. You getting clean. You done cleanse yourself. You feel good now. You're no longer a drug addict. You can finally come out your house. You can finally go amongst your friends. You can finally go back to the people. Or whatever. You got to go back to work. Whatever. You go to work and you just keep getting tested. And it start to discourage you. And then that's where you failing at. Because you done started getting these emissions from it. And instead of going back and praying, like when Jesus used to go pray, hard till he sweat blood. That's what it is. Go back. Some of the time Jesus probably was praying, it was probably because all them women out there wanted Jesus. And he had, Lord, help me, God. Ooh, your son is weak in that department. I ain't saying my brother was like that, but I know I would be. Woo, Lord, did you see her? Why you make her so beautiful? I'm sweating on the forehead, guy. Stuff like that. That's how I talk to my father, you know what I'm saying? But and then, you know what I'm saying, instead of you realizing that you need to do that, you're not doing that. And you're getting attacked. And so now by this time, you don't win a good week. And now at this time, you're talking to your lady or your family like, such came up to me today. Such came up to me yesterday. And at this time, what you don't know is whoever you're talking to, they looking at you like, uh-oh, he finna break. Because when you pass the test, you're not, such and such ain't going to come up to you and bother you no more. They're going to come up to you and appreciate what you've done for yourself and ask you, how did you fix yourself? That's how we pass the test. We got to quit going into the mountain like we can do something. You can't do nothing. That's a whole mountain. Only thing that can help you defeat a mountain is God.